Hey folks, it's Amy K, your cocktail coach here for you tonight. We are live at maybe 6:11. I don't know. What is it, Steadicam?
6:11.
6:11. Is there anyone on?
Not yet. It takes a few minutes.
Yeah, it sure does. I am just going to talk for a minute and tell Pam that we are ready to make this drink.
You've got one person on right now.
Oh my goodness, who's on?
Quencho Cantina NYC.
All right, hello there. We are live at 6:12. I'm a few minutes late. There's always some technical difficulties here over in Carroll Gardens. Maybe it's the internet. Maybe it's because I'm off track because we're in week 1895 of this pandemic. But I am here, Amy K, your cocktail coach, to make every day a Sunday fun day. And as always, I have the one and only Steadicam Pam right behind my iPhone 5500. Pamela, before we move on to introduce this drink, do we have one or two more on?
Yeah, we've got Ann and Danny and Jim Betts.
Oh my goodness, Betts, here we go. I hope I make you proud. So tonight, folks, we are gonna make a classic that sometimes is forgotten about and sometimes peeps just don't even know. We are going to introduce to you tonight the Rosita. I know Jim Betts knows it off by heart. Spanish for Rosita, it means little rose. So this is going to be our Rosita Little Rose for you all tonight. Basically, this cocktail was introduced many years back and I discovered it through different links from this handy little red book that we call, Pam, if you want to zoom in, everyone should have this. There are many cocktail books out there, folks, as you can see, many by amazing writers, former bartenders, current bartenders, but the Mr. Boston Official is one of the best. It can almost fit in your back pocket. So this drink was discovered in the 1974 edition. It has been revamped, modernized, as most cocktails are these days. Basically, the Rosita, in my opinion, is if a Manhattan and a Negroni came together and had a beautiful baby. This would be it. You're going to get some delicious notes of summer, some delicious notes of winter. It blends, I think, on a chilly night like tonight here in New York. This is going to be great. The original recipe is for on the rocks. I actually like it served up chilled, and you can play around with the garnish, either orange or lemon. I am going to do orange because I just love Manhattans, and because this is kind of a variation, that's what I'm going to stick with. But tonight, folks, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to actually create two for you. So I'm going to do one poured over a big old cube to show you that method, and one stirred. And this way, if any of you want to make one at home, you can make two. Jim, maybe make a few at home right now in front of that tree. I mean, we got a tree. Hell yes. Anywho, so ingredients to have on hand for this delightful cocktail. You want to have some dry vermouth. I like to go with good old Dolan. It doesn't break the bank and it's damn delicious. This one breaks the bank a little, but Antica Sweet Vermouth. Again, there's others on the market. Martini and Rossi makes a good one. You need your good old Campari and various tequilas. This calls for Reposado. You could use a Blanco or an Agave, but I actually think Blanco is going to fall a little too thin. It's not going to hold up the weight with this drink. Agave is just going to be a little too much for this cocktail. So I say go with Reposado. You're going to get some nice nutty, fun, delicious notes, a little sweet on the finish, a little bit of almond, a little bit of heat. And then we're going to do some Angostura to round it out. Before we start creating, Pam, is there a question?
No, I just was wondering if you meant añejo instead of agave.
I did. Thank you, Pam, because I was just teaching a cocktail class earlier with a lovely woman named Maria who uses agave in everything. This is why I have Steadicam, Pam. Thank you, darling. And then we're going to need our good old mixing glass to have on hand. A bar spoon. I always say if you don't have a bar spoon, use a wooden long kitchen spoon, chopsticks, anything you have. You can use a mason jar, a pint glass instead of this. You don't need all the fancy tools. Hawthorne strainer or a julep strainer. Going to use a little wide peeler, vegetable peeler, and some cocktail glasses to serve. And folks, tonight I'm bringing out these fine trays. If Jim Betts is still on, not sure. He actually taught me about these. These are our amazing silicone trays. Very good trick. You fill these with hot water. It takes all the impurities out. It makes them sexy and clear. These are the 1 inch or 2 inch, and this is the 1.5. So I really recommend having silicone trays because you all know that I like to talk about shitty ice versus good ice. Shitty ice that you get that comes in your refrigerator, freezer already, it melts, it dilutes, it breaks apart, there's chips everywhere. So try to get these. So thank you, Jim Betts, for that tip many years ago. So first things first, as I always say, you want to start with your less expensive ingredients in case you mess up. But in this case, they're all pretty pricey, so try not to mess up. So we're gonna build this drink. Oh my gosh, Santa Claus is arriving. Our doorbell's ringing. Who knew? We're just gonna ignore that. It never works, but now it is. So first things first, we are gonna do equal parts of your dry vermouth, your sweet vermouth, and your Campari. And usually this calls for 1/2 ounce, but because we are doubling it to make 2 tonight, we're gonna double this up. So, Pam, if you can zoom in, we're gonna do 1 ounce of your dry. Remember folks, never build over ice because it will dilute too quickly. And then, gonna do 1 ounce. I wonder if Santa Claus came early for us and left a package.
Maybe. We'll have to find out after this.
1 ounce of your Campari.
And just so all of our viewers know, so this is to make 2 drinks, right? All of these measurements?
Absolutely.
Great.
This is making 2 tonight because we want to show you the 2 different variations. And then this usually calls for 1.5 of our good old tequila, but we're going to do 3. So 2 ounce right here. We're going to give the boom for when my sister tunes in. And then we're going to do another ounce. And I always say, folks, pandemic times, who knows, you know, we're getting there. Throw a little extra. It's going to be okay.
Jim Betts agrees.
Throw a little extra. And now, folks, you can absolutely put your bitters in. I actually like to do a few dashes in and then top it with a few dashes later. So we're going to do that. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to add some nice heat. We're going to clean up this bar. And now, folks, we need to build this pretty heavily with ice because we are stirring 2. And like I always say, if you want to, excuse me, if you want to chip your ice, that can get, you know, you can get a little more bang for your ice buck. You're going to get ice everywhere, probably splashing Pam a little bit. She's giving me, Steadicam Pam's giving me a little look there. So yeah, you want to fill this up pretty tight with ice. So that should be, let's do one more. Clean up this bar. And then like I always say, folks, stirring is key. Pam, if you can please zoom in. I'm always telling you to zoom in. You want to get this spoon just around that outer, the inner, but the outer part of the glass. And you want to really feel this until it gets ice cold. And as you watch it too, it's nice because the ice actually really becomes one. You've heard me say a lot of times over the course of these 18 years of doing these videos that it's almost like beating an egg, whipping an egg. And I always do a little taste because you can really see how it's progressing. And this feels pretty cold to the touch, not too diluted. And a good technique, folks, too, when you're trying to stir, I know it's hard, but you just have to find that rhythm. I always suggest gripping on and just forcing yourself to use your wrist because it's all in the wrist. You don't want to get rigid. It's a nice fluid motion. All right. Now for the drum roll, we are going to do double pour. I hope I got enough in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one of our big cubes right there. And then we are going to strain this right in. I'm going to do our coupe first. Oh boy, boom. Look at these drinks. Pam, I think we got it.
Looking pretty.
Steady cam Pam. I know which one she's gonna want. And then now for the garnish. I've always told you when you're peeling, many of us have cut lots of fingers. You're just gonna use your opposite hand. We are gonna express that right over, hug the rim a little bit. Add another dash. Boom, boom, maybe 2. And then we're gonna get this one right there. Another little zest. And there you have it, folks. This is the classic Rosita. Like I said, a spin, a variation if a Manhattan met a Negroni and had a little baby. There you go. Please, please, please follow my Instagram handle. I'm here for all of your cocktail needs. I got lots of friends like the wonderful Jim Betts that always gives me tips so I can make sure these are on point. And it's the holiday season. We need a cocktail coach for your event, so please follow my links. You can submit a little form. We can do a virtual event right at home. Here's looking at all of you folks. Stay safe. I know which one Steady Cam Pam wants. Probably both. Woo! Cheers.
That was good.